We've got more video coming in from the Navy, apparently, and it was photographed and videotaped July 15, 2019. It has just dropped via Jeremy Corbell, and this footage was filmed at the Combat Information Center off the USS Omaha, just off San Diego, and the footage depicts what people are calling a UAP. Apparently, this craft, whatever it is, crashed or descended into the ocean without a trace. There was no recovery of any kind of damaged vessel or aircraft whatsoever after the investigation by the USS Omaha. So this is kind of interesting. We have this video. We're going to look at it. Let's just play the entire video raw. I'm turning up the audio so you can listen in. Check it out.
Took off, booking it.
Break Omaha, Pickney Kid, Rocco Peralta pass ability to launch helo ASAP.
Splashing your bearing range.
Sure. You got your winds 30 knots.
Keep going, bro. Let's go down.
You're making 10, so we could probably bring that 35 relative. Sir.
Yeah, I'll bring it down.
We got a lot of white water out there, some 6-foot swells.
Whoa, it's getting close.
Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained wind, top side, gust of 40.
Whoa, splashed. Mark bearing and range.
Apparently, the object, as they're putting it from their investigation, is approximately only 6 feet in diameter. It's solid mass, and the varying speeds was from 46 to 158 miles an hour. So that's pretty interesting. At one point, you could hear the person tracking it. It says it took off. It's booking it. And they were able... Well, they said they were unable to discern any kind of launch or landing points from this unknown object. They said that it was picked up on 2 types of radar, and they have some still images of it. And you may have seen those circulating around earlier this week, but here's the video, and it's noted that the intelligence reports that the spherical craft appeared to be trans-medium capable and were observed descending into the water without any kind of destruction. Is this the supercavitation technology that we discussed in our documentary Countdown to Disclosure? Apparently, it's noted also that the intelligence said that the spherical craft could not be found upon entry to the water, and they're wondering what it could be. There was even a search with a submarine and nothing came up. Now that this footage is unclassified and is open to the public, people asked us to review this in great detail. So we're getting a close-up look at this object, whatever it is. And at one point, again, the people that were in charge of tracking this unknown object, you could kind of hear in their voices. It's interesting. They're saying, if it splashes down, get a bearing and its range. And the guy says, yes, sir. And then they say, keep going, brah. It's kind of windy as F-bomb out there is what they're saying. It's interesting. They said they got a lot of white water out there. The swells were up to about 6 foot. They say at one point, whoa, it's getting close. And they say at one point we have 31 knot sustained wind, topside gust up to 40 knots, and it's heading in the direction of the wind. So I guess we could roll out a balloon on this. And then they say, whoa, it splashed down, mark bearing range. So they wanted to track this object as fast as possible. So it's interesting. Unfortunately, as usual, that some of this military leaked or declassified footage is kind of grainy and there's not much substance to it. I'm disappointed once again by this military footage. We repeat over and over again that the public really has the best evidence out there, but for some reason the world gets into an uproar when the military releases these grainy videos that really show nothing, in my opinion, or we really can't make out what's going on. It could be anything, but again, I'm sure the world's going to be going nuts over this footage that has just been put out by the military. The DOD, they're saying they don't know what these things are. And it's amazing to me the capability of their technology, that this is the best they have. This is the best footage in their arsenal, or are they putting some of their great footage still on hold? Maybe an ace in their back pocket. Apparently they do have footage that they say that they have this craft only 50 feet away from a jet. They're aircraft fighters, and it's crystal clear. Why not put that out? Why are we beating around the bush with this kind of fuzzy, grainy footage? This is about as much of a potato you could shoot a UFO on. Guys, come on, military. You guys could do much better than this. What's going on? I got Brent with me. He's got some opinions.
Yeah, you would think with the state-of-the-art military camera equipment, we'd be getting crystal clear footage and we'd be seeing every detail. Again, it kind of leaves a lot to the imagination what we're looking at here. It's really undecisive on what actually is this object going across the ocean. You definitely do see that it is kind of cooking, as the military person said, booking it across the ocean. It definitely, this is not a buoy. It's not something bobbing in the waves. Again, when this thing bleaked out, I didn't see a splash. Do you see a splash? I didn't make any sort of a judgment there. I don't see any water splashing. Maybe the light just turned off and we don't see the object due to this being a flare camera picking up on the heat signatures. So if somebody just turned off the light, it would look like something just disappeared and popped out of existence. Again, there's a lot of things to this video that kind of still leaves me scratching my head. I'm glad that they're dropping these videos, but is it going to convince the public? No, not necessarily. Is it convincing you? Let us know in the comments.
Absolutely, Brent. We're watching the comments, and I want to thank everybody joining us in this live premiere. Again, we're going to be looking at this in a little closer depth. We're going to listen to this audio again. Let's just play it. Listen in closely. I think what we're listening to is legitimate video and legitimate audio. It actually matches, in my opinion. So I don't think there's any deception, but there could be just a misidentification of this object. But let's roll this video again. Listen up.
Took off, it's booking it.
Break Omaha, pick-me kid, Rafael Peralta, passive ability to launch helo ASAP.
Splashing your bearing range.
Sure. You got 2 winds, 30 knots.
Keep going, bro. Let's go down.
We're making 10, so we could probably bring down 35 relative.
Windy as fuck up now.
Sir.
Yeah, I'll bring it down.
We got a lot of white water out there, so 6-foot swells.
Whoa, it's getting close.
Yeah, we have 31 knots sustained wind, topside, gust of 40.
Whoa, splashed. Mark bearing and range.
So as we listen to the personnel aboard the Omaha, it seems to me that it's legitimate. These people, they're not overreacting, which is kind of strange, but I guess they're professionals and they kind of remain calm. That's their job. Military personnel and the stringent academies and training that they got to go through is very stringent. So maybe this is mundane. This is the way they regularly talk, but it's, to me, kind of interesting. You would have thought that they would have been a little bit more excited, kind of like more of that Tic Tac footage where these guys were very excited about what they're looking at. These guys kind of at one point they're saying, whoa, it's getting close, and whoa, it splashed down. Brent, again, like you say, I'm looking at this video closer, and the more and more I look at it, I'm not seeing any kind of splash. So I'm not seeing exactly what they're seeing, unless maybe, again, this video is very grainy. Unfortunately, so this is the only video that we see, and it's a camera shooting a computer screen. So again, this isn't the original raw footage. This is shot on a computer screen. The reason for that, I'm not exactly sure. This again is kind of unfortunate. We would have expected better, clear footage. And if they have this clear footage, why not just put that out instead of a camera filming a computer screen? It really doesn't make any sense to me, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting what's happening with this countdown to UFO disclosure by our government. 60 Minutes is going to be doing an update this Sunday, and they're going to be going over 5-year-old footage on UFOs. Let me repeat, 5-year-old footage. What's going on? Why hasn't 60 Minutes picked up on last week's footage that was just dropped on Third Phase of Moon that's more compelling than what they're going to be sharing on their episode this Sunday?
Yeah, it's crazy, Brett. It's like you can't get any older than that. 60 Minutes. Why didn't you cover this story 5 years ago? But now they're rehashing this old Tic Tac gimbal footage over and over again, and 60 Minutes is regurgitating it as new, or sensationalizing only this footage, this terrible, grainy military footage. It's kind of sad, and you would expect 60 Minutes would do much better than this. Again, like you said, Brent, why aren't they picking up what's going on right now? What's happened yesterday? What happened the week before? No, let's go with the 5-year-old footage. Good job, 60 Minutes. I applaud you for that one.
Yeah, it's interesting. Here's a footage, again, that's recreations of the Tic Tac that we used in Countdown to Disclosure documentary. These are the kind of videos and the clarity we want from you. If we could get videos like this is going to convince the public, and all these things that you're saying that these things are a threat. There's been no evidence of any of these things being a threat. But if you give this kind of clarity, you're going to make people really ask the questions. What we're getting right now is just kind of like fluff. You get more evidence at Third Phase of Moon, definitely.
Yeah, let's go back a few years and, bring up this Puerto Rico footage captured by their military Air Force. And they captured this object, and, I'd have to say, this is pretty decent footage. I like this footage a lot. It appears to be an object moving very rapidly over the surface. Then let's just watch it a little bit, and you guys, let me know what you think. Notice near the end of the video, you notice it seems that this craft is dipping in and out of the ocean. It's very bizarre. Watch this closely. So you guys seen this? It's interesting. It seems that this object, whatever it is, might have that supercavitation technology that Michael Salla talked about in our documentary, Countdown to Disclosure, the secret technology behind the Space Force, where it could cut through water without disturbing the water itself. So it basically has this field of energy around the craft, what protects itself from any kind of friction and displaces the water, and it could travel within it, is according to some eyewitnesses from the Navy, over 500 miles an hour and up to 20 to 30,000 miles an hour in our atmosphere. So the supercavitation technology, does it exist? I'm not saying it does, but I imagine some private corporation is behind all of this. When they talk about threat or blaming it on other countries, I think we should be more looking at our own private corporations within our own country. This is where the high tech is at. And we talk about this in depth in Countdown to Disclosure, the secret technology behind the Space Force, that the private corporations, they don't even need to answer to the military or our president. They could do whatever they want, and they could keep this technology secret and basically trickle it down to our military and assets to help with military armament, technology, with just little breadcrumbs, a little here, a little there. And it could be 40 years by the time we realize the full potential of the technology that these private corporations harness within their power, within their warehouses.
Absolutely, Blake. We're just at the tip of the iceberg on the technology that I think we haven't seen yet and we have in our assets. Again, what's going to happen in this countdown to disclosure? It's coming down. What is it, like another 30 days? And we're going to be seeing and hearing evidence from Congress that they may drop to the public. Let's hope this isn't the video, because this isn't going to convince anybody. Again, I keep saying that we need that crystal clear footage to convince people to kind of wrap their mind around what's really going on. If they're going to keep passing this narrative off as a threat, well, don't be dropping videos like this to convince people of that yet. We need to really have solid proof.
Yeah, I think they just want to kind of string us along, Brent. They just kind of, again, with these videos, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm hoping maybe, like Brent said, in the next 30 days, they'll drop some really good footage, like this craft that I spoke about a little earlier in this episode. Crystal clear footage of this UAP, whatever you call it. I call it meta propulsion craft within 50 feet of a jet fighter. And the photograph or the video is crystal clear. Let's see some of that stuff, guys. Are you guys with me in the chat on this? Are you guys expecting a little bit more when these military videos drop? I think you guys are agreeing. I'm looking at the chat. This is pretty cool, and I'm appreciating all the support that you guys are giving us right here at Third Phase Moon. Brent's got one last word here. Go ahead.
Yeah, people are asking us, they're sending us this video. Have you seen this video? Have you seen it? And yeah, we're pretty much on top of everything when it comes down to this news. We get the information really fast and up to date. Again, we're almost debating, should we share this video and talk about it and give kind of more provenance to the video and get it more in collective consciousness? Well, again, we're all in this field together. So again, it is kind of our responsibility to share what's coming out and kind of create a debate on the topic and today's news. And this is today's news. So yeah, we had to share it. And thanks everybody for being with us on this show.
Yeah, that's right, Brent. We were hesitant on even sharing this footage, but we were urged to give our opinions, and I think that's what we did tonight. And I appreciate everybody joining us from around the world. Again, like I said, you guys are the greatest subscribers, members, fans alike. Appreciate the support out there. We really appreciate it. I want to give a big shout out to William Bridges, who've been supporting Third Phase of Moon quite a bit this past couple weeks. It really means a lot. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Be safe. Blake Cousins. And if you've captured anything amazing out there, you let me know. My email is in the description. Upload your UFO video to YouTube. Copy, paste that link, and we'll take a look when you send it to my email. We look forward to all the UFO submissions and information. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on the skies. We'll see you next time.
I think it's terrifying. I mean, this seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft.
The technologies related to energy generation should come out first.
This hybrid aerospace underwater craft is able to basically generate an electromagnetic field.
It is President Trump's belief that the United States must remain as dominant in space as we are on land and sea and the air. And your charge is to see to that mission with the United States Space Force.
There were 3 people on my team assassinated, and I was almost killed.
With a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
The president will respond to the subject the way they want them to. There's a black box with all the technologies that would give us a civilization that's sustainable, peaceful, etc., and that's been around for decades.
Everybody's asking the biggest question in the world. Are we alone?
Look, it's just stalled out there.
The narrative that's being launched, which is a false narrative, is that we're not alone and that those civilizations are a threat. The problem is that the public has to be informed and involved.
It could be a brief statement saying, hallelujah, I'm finally vindicated.
I'm not completely convinced they're going to let this stay like it is.
But the people who are surrounding that level of our politicians and government are not told. Like the movie Independence Day, where Will says, let's go kick alien butt.